the one and only Amir Ali.
Thank you everybody. Can you hear me?
And then I started doing more research and I found you, and I hate doing videos, but the coaching calls was one of the things. And then you had another video that caught my eye where it was specific, outside the PMP, but I knew this is real content. This is things that will be on the exam, right?
I did hard work for sure, but I think the follow-up, sir, you did. I don't know how you managed to do the follow-up. With one particular student like me, you have hundreds of students. You're just keeping an eye on each of the students. So after my hard work, I can say that the credit goes to you, sir. That is for sure.
Hi Amir, good morning. Yes, I cleared the exam. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support. And this has happened only because of the customized roadmap and mocks, and you always keep on asking us to do proper RCA, detailed RCA. It happened only because of the detailed RCA. Yes, this RCA helped me a lot.
Thank you for all this guidance and support you gave me, Mr. Amir. Thanks for our team.
So I was just looking at his post, who cleared the PMP, and he used to post the success stories on daily basis. So I reached out to Alina and I asked her how's his program or something. So she said you can trust him and you should join this program if you are looking for it.
It was a very customized base feedback that I was getting from sir, from you.
So yes, follow-up is very important, and thank you very much for that. It made me accountable. If you didn't ask me this often, I would have slacked off more.
I would say your course was super important. I think this was the main part, once you understand the course, and then I think the mocks were super important. Your emphasis on mocks, you kept nagging us that, get this mock done, do RCA. All of this was super helpful because pushes were they were similar. So yeah, mocks were, there are so many mocks that you have, and if you do all of them, I'm pretty sure anybody who goes who does them can easily clear a PMP.
Amir, first of all, thank you so much. I think without your guidance, it took me one complete year. I was preparing for PMP through books and everything. So I was giving some mocks also available online, and I was not able to, have that confidence that I'll be able to clear. But I'm telling you, after attending the classes, especially after doing the mocks, doing the RCAs, I was feeling confident enough that yes, I can attempt it. And the day you told me to book your exam, I still asked you that are you sure that I can give the exam? And you said yes, you're ready.
First of all, I thank you a lot for the privilege, because when I started encounter with your program through LinkedIn, so some of your thoughts, always motivating me, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. So I always follow you, almost everything, all your journeys. I watch all of them, even the one that they speak in your local language.
So that was not an easy journey, and it would not be possible without you. I really appreciate the support. He was always available for my questions and always put me in the right direction. And actually, if I want to say how was the journey, my journey started 2 years back. Then I first called you for the SP, and then you directed me to PMP, and then we did SP after that, and then you tricked me to do the PGMP.
Thank you so much, and again, Amir, thank you so much, and your mocks are really good. I mean, everyone should do your mocks for sure, and then they will be all prepared for the exam. And trust your program.
And then you came with your follow-ups, and that kind of really boosted me. Those daily follow-ups, making sure that I was getting the mocks that I needed to do completed and following up on me, it really boosted my motivation again. And as I was started doing those mocks, I got an opportunity for a job which required me to have PMP, so I had to go for PMP before I get the interview.
Mostly coaching goal is for you understand how you will solve the question. Mostly it is like that. We can only do the 10 or 12 questions, maybe less than that. But main thing is it will come into your bones that you have to do elimination technique. So you cannot go just, okay, this is the answer, I will go directly put this answer. That is the main thing. It will come into you that you have to do elimination technique. That is the best thing for coaching all.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, with the right guidance from yourself, I managed to do good in the exam and to clear the PMP. I would say that your approach was really helpful because I'm not that type of a person who would sit there and read a lot of theoretical things to get things done. I'm more of a practical person who would prefer practicing over sticking to the theoreticals. And
I would definitely say that the root cause analysis for me was the key. And here's why. Is some people try so hard to memorize all the processes and how they're all linked together. And if you do this, then you got to do that. And some people, maybe they think that way. That was very hard for me. It was just a lot to memorize.
The first PMP with us, Kirti, Ahmed, Abdullah, Adil, Ahmad, Ishtiyaq, Alhamdulillah, Mehtab, Tahir, Awais, Rama, Sayyid, Suhail, Archana, Shahil, Princy, David, Nida, Binsi, Tahreem, Satya, Neetu, Mazhar, Hossein, Maya, Abdurrahman, Vladimir, Fatima, Matiullah, Anand, Arib, Alina, Ali, Hassan, Ahmed, Amir, Aisha, Ashok, Arfan, Mohit, Samita, Lindsay, Farid, Minu, Shahid, Faisal, Vigneshwar, Vignesh, Kunal, Bilal, Manas, Akhtar, Jawad, Hasnain, Kamran, Harun, Sayyid Gazanfar, Yani, Ayman, Om Prakash, Usman, Risor, Prem, Harpreet Kaur, Faisal, Amir, Vishal, Yaref, Om Prakash, Sharat, Sanan, Gopal, Usman, Bala, Milan, Lavlina, Zafabita, Kira, Usama, Umar, Sweta, Sheikh Shafi, Ram, Rakesh, Kaisar, Nimra, Nazish, Munib, Zahid, Darab, Duat, Jim, Jangir, Imran, Ibrahim, Bilal, Abdul, Mateen Iqbal, Wasim, Basma, Dania, Ram, Sudha, Neil, Vinkat, Asad, Shabaz, Vikas, Rij, Laren, Sajnan, Ankit, Abhishek, Raisa, Saeed, Maheen, Rajib, Rahideen, Jangir, Salman, Aslam, Asma, Pepple, Sayyid Solat, Hashim, Lakshmi, Rashad, Hussain, Dinesh, Awais, Asif, Ashraf, Aman, Ali Afsar, Zuhaib, Jain, Tabad, Asrar, Muhammad Ahmad, Chandrakant, Zishan, Anga, Veena, Nandan, Unati, Uday, Toil, Sharjeel, Ali, Aftab, Mubashir, Tayyab, Tamanna, Ayar Hussain, Dhani Abbas, Faisha, Suhail, Shubham, Kalayum, Shrikant, Lakshmi, Suhail Bashir, Suhail, Saurabh, Salma, Said, Sikandar, and Sikandar himself. Hussain, Raj, Ravi Lalo, Kesh, Shaji, Qasim, Pratap, Ramia, Sadam, Success Story of Friend. Naveen, Venkatesh, Ankur, Pooja, Suresh, Said, Uzaif, Kashif, Pradnya, Surosh, Deep, Dani, Sam, Hasan Javed, Zain, Pavanti, Nithya, Naveen, Nara Singh, Manib, Shabaz, Intizar, Muhammad Ali Virani, Ahmed Adnan, Mudassir, Manili, Manishka, Manaila, Yakas, Oman, Sayyid Kavi, Johar, Ibran, Rahim. This is a love story. Jane, Vishnu, Mohsin, Sashi, Sara, Mohsin, sister, Aitan, Harun Rashid, Numan, Wakar, Rizwan, Muzammil, Farhan, Rizwan, Faisal, Sayyid, Mubashir, Deepa Prakash, Deepa, Deva, Chitali, Nataranj, Basit, Barkat, Azim, Asfar, Arvind, Agarvind, Aksa, Anani, Sarat, Bhai, Kalpana, Amar, Ali, Akhil, Azaz, Afshadan, Adil, Samad, Rashi, Kudrat, Sudha, Ra, Priya, and Vanith. Shamim. Here we have PMP number 883 of 2025, Abdul Hamid from Canada. Do you know why I share so many success journeys? Can anyone tell me? Why do I share so many success journeys? What is the purpose behind that? Why I want to do that? So one of the most important thing is, why do I share this success journey? Tell me. Anyone knows? Farad Saab, Amir, any success journey? Why do I share so many success journeys? What's the purpose behind it? Why do I share these success journeys? Anyone knows? Would love to know. Why do I share these success journeys? Keep us motivated, to spark us, to inspire many PMP aspirants. Okay, what else? Keep us motivated to prove social proof and inspiration, demonstrating candidates that if other similar challenges can pass the exam, they can do. Yeah. So With that, I want to add few more things today for you guys. In last week, we have, like from last 7 days, we have at least 21 people clearing PMP, my one-to-one and group, and I try to share as many success journeys as I can to motivate those people, right? And the purpose here is very simple, and I want to point out here again. PMP exam is changing in July. PMP exam is changing in July, and this is going to be the most difficult exam ever when the exam changes. I was looking at the, like last night PMI shared us few content. I was reviewing those content. I was reviewing those things. Being a PMI ATP, there are few things that we get a head start. This exam is going to become the most difficult exam ever. This is as straightforward as I can put into that. This exam is going to be the most difficult PMP exam ever. Simple I can put into that. So if you are my student, you must clear exam before July. If you are not my student, my class is going to start tomorrow. You can reach me out, join the tomorrow's batch, and I will make sure you become PMP before July. This is very important, very critical for your PMP. You see, if you are someone who's, first of all, if you consider your English from 1 to 10, 10 being extremely excellent, extremely excellent. You speak like a native speaker, you are a book reader, all those things. You will stand at like from 8, 9 or 10. You are so good in English. You are so good in comprehension. Then it's okay. But in my experience, 90% of my students who are from Pakistan, India, born in Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Gulf countries, they do not. Even if they live in other countries, their English is not good. So the next exam is highly dominant towards the English. Highly dominant towards the English. And I'm going to show it to you how and why I'm saying that. Okay. So if I type PMP, exam, ECO, and you can do it yourself, 2026. Okay. So I'm putting that exam content outline 2026. That will be applicable from July. The only problem I have, everything else is not a problem for me. Number of questions, I have taught PMP when there are 200 questions. I have taught PMP for last 5 years and I'm the best in that. My problem is this. This is my problem. This is the biggest problem I have with the new exam. Like, I'm happy that the exam will become more valuable. The exam will have more worth. I'm 100% happy for that. And this actually help us as a coach, those things that were happening, cheating or those things, that will be removed, right? Those things will be removed. But I am not happy for my students. I'm not happy for those people who want to do PMP. Now they will have a challenge. Okay. Now they will have a challenge and they will have a problem there. Okay. So this is a very important thing. If you are planning to give exam, give it before July. Am I clear to everybody? This comprehension, that if I read it, the candidate is presented the detailed scenario or situation, which may include graph, okay, graphs or charts to provide additional context. This could be a description of a business project, a decision making, or a combination of any. After reviewing your situation, candidate will answer. So let's do the experiment here. I want you to, is this visible for you guys? Are you able to read that or no? Put something in the chat box. If I make it more bigger. Are you able to read the question? Are you able to read it? If you are able to read it, solve the question. Yeah, solve the question. I'm just giving you a level of difficulty. It is directly from PMI. Okay, I'm making more bigger. Read the question. I'm going to give you a minute. This is just straightforward difficulty for you what exam will have if you do not change, if you do not give exam before. Okay, so let me read it for you. A project manager is working for a company that is launching a new smart home device designed to improve energy efficiency. The product aims to help consumers reduce their energy consumption by automatically adjusting heating, cooling, and lighting based on company and the time of the day. The project manager has given a budget of $500,000 and a timeline of 6 months to complete the project. The project team consists of engineers, marketers, and sales professionals. A recent market analysis shows a demand of eco-friendly product, but competition is fierce with several established brands already in the market. Additionally, the company has set a goal to achieve 10% share within the first 5 years of launch. The engineering team has identified several challenges, including ensuring capabilities with the existing smart home system and maintaining user privacy data. The marketing team is tasked with creating a compelling campaign that highlights the unique features of the product, addressing the consulting consumers. The sales team is focused on establishing partner, blah, blah, blah. So when you solve this question, okay, when you solve such a big question, after that, you may get a graph. Okay, you may be asked, so based on scenario, what are the challenges they might face? Okay, technical capabilities, relay. So this is how the question will be. So I'm gonna ask you, is it a difficult exam more or easier? This is straightforward for you. Is it more difficult or easy? Answer me. Is it more difficult or easier? I'm waiting for your answers, guys. Is it more difficult or easy? So this is why I'm saying it to you. I'm requesting it to you. Whatever you want me to put into that, I want that you give exam before. Okay. Amir, if it's easy for you, then I would recommend, I'm being very open. If it is easy for you, go and give the exam in July. Okay. If it is difficult for you, give exam before July. That's very important. Okay. I want Sanket, Umar Farooq, Ashindra, message in the PMP mastermind group as well as in your individual group that we are starting the masterclass of scope that people can join. Please do that. Thank you. So far in this master series, we have completed agile, stakeholder, communication, team, risk, quality. Last time we did procurement. If you missed any of these videos, I will give you the link of those videos. Just answer in the group. All these videos, we did these master classes. We did that. Whatever you missed, you can ask. Then with my premium students, last Saturday, we did 31 PMP mindsets. So this becomes your master class series. For all students who are watching this, I am giving it to you free. Once I complete this series, this scope, schedule, cost, then integration, business environment. It is completed. I'll remove it from the YouTube, combine the PMP mindset. I'll put on my website for $5,000. for those people who want to get it. So you are getting these free sessions, especially those who are not my students, right? You are getting this. Don't miss this thing. This is absolutely free for you because I want to make sure you become PMP. Let's go with the scope. So before that, need assessment, business case, benefit management plan, 5 focus areas. So what happens in initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, control, and close? Put in the chat box what happens in initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, and control, and closing. Initiation, project charter, assumption log, stakeholder register, project charter, assumption log, stakeholder register, project management plan, implementation, okay. Closing, close the project, initiating to define, authorize, create a plan, execute, project charter, closing. Okay. So if we talk about this in initiation, what do we get? In initiation, we get project charter, assumption log, stakeholder register. In planning, we made the project management plan. Okay. In execution, we worked on it. We do variance analysis, plan versus actual, and raise change request if needed. In closing, we close the project. Okay. This is basically 5 process group that we operate. And this is your entire, if I put it in easy words, in layman term, this is your entire project management. So this is project lifecycle. And this is product lifecycle. So what is basically product lifecycle? It is project plus operations. Is that clear to everyone? Product lifecycle is project plus operation. Is that clear to everyone? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to collect requirements for product. Okay. Now, I will use requirement management plan to collect requirements. I'm going to use requirement management plan to collect requirements for the product. Everyone clear? I'm going to use requirement management plan to collect the requirement. Okay. So the same sequence will be used to collect the requirement here. The same sequence will be used to collect the requirement here. The same sequence we use to identify stakeholder. The same sequence we use to identify risk. What is that sequence? Can you put in the chat box for me? What is that sequence? What is that sequence, guys? This is supposed to be an interactive session, so I need your interaction here. What is that sequence? So what is happening here? We use subject matter experts, expert judgment. We use focus group. We use facilitated workshop. We use document analysis. We use OPS. We use EF. And here we will also use prototype. Like, what does prototype mean? For example, let's say we are going to make a Superman movie. So we'll make a prototype. Okay, the Superman should look like this. Okay, maybe I need to change his hair. When you get a tangible thing, okay, I need to change his hair. Okay, maybe this cloth is too small or too big. Or you say, okay, this looks okay. So that become a prototype. Another tool we use here to collect the requirement is context diagram. Understanding the context. So for example, let's say I'm making a AI software, ChatGPT. So for what purposes you are going to use your AI software? For what purposes you are going to use your AI software? Okay, Vikramdita, you are using Gemini or whichever software. Why you are using it? I have no fan or anything. Why you are using it? That's the question. For what purposes? Learning, PM operations, business document. What else you are using it? What else purpose you are using it? So all these things, some people are using for problem solving, some people are using for learning. All this is called context diagram. Okay, I need to know context about you. For example, whenever a student reach me, right, I first ask them, okay, what's their education, what's their work experience, how many hours they can give, are they a book reader, what they are. I identify their context, and according to their context, I make them the requirement. I make them the customized roadmap, right? I'm making a customized roadmap. So that is knowing context. So we use context diagram. We collect the requirements. All the requirements are put in the requirement traceability matrix. All requirements are put in the requirement traceability matrix. So what's a requirement traceability matrix? Requirement traceability matrix is more like an Excel file that will have all the details about the requirement, who gave the requirement, when the requirement was given, what is the status of the requirement, etc, 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 etc. Every single detail about the requirement will go into the requirement traceability matrix. Then, just like we have RESI and RAM, RESI was everything, RAM is only responsibility. We will use requirement documentation. Requirement documentation will focus only on one thing. Maybe, is it a functional requirement or is it a non-functional requirement? Is a quality requirement? Is a solution requirement? What exactly I need to focus on? It will focus on that pertinent function of the requirement. Functional requirement will go into the requirement documentation. It will go into the requirement documentation. Am I clear to everybody? We collected the requirement. We put all the requirement into requirement traceability matrix and then requirement documentation. Now we have all the requirements, okay, that is needed for the product. Everyone with me so far? Yes or no? Put in the chat box. So requirement documentation, Vajat, is just like, are you familiar with RESI and RAM? If you are familiar, RESI has all the detail, RAM has only one part. Similarly, requirement documentation will have one thing. Which type of requirement is it? Functional, non-functional, solution, transition, quality, that way. Is that clear to you? Now, let's say we have collected all the requirement, we put it in one documentation. This is requirement traceability matrix. I have collected all the requirement, I put it into one documentation, that is requirement traceability matrix. Here, I'm gonna use scope management plan. I call it scope filter. I'm gonna use scope filter to just remove which requirements we are going to use and which requirements will not become the part of the project. As a result, after going to the scope filter, you will get project scope statement. Now, your project scope statement is your project scope. It's an approved project scope. Like, it will have everything that the project scope will have, and the project will have in as much detailed as humanly possible. Anything that is not the part of that will not be a part of your project. That's it. You have the requirement traceability matrix, you use scope management plan as a filter, you get project scope statement. The founder of PMI, when I interviewed him, he said 2 things a project manager should know. First is this: I have a project scope statement. I make a work breakdown structure. Okay. So let's say our project is Burj Khalifa. I like using it. What are the civil works that are going to happen? Electrical work that's going to happen. Mechanical work that's going to happen. Okay. I gave this a number. This is 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Okay. So this highest level is called control account in WBS. These numbers are called code of account. Okay. Then we will divide it into further smaller manageable parts. The lowest part is called work package. The lowest part is called work package, and in between any level is called planning package. So what I actually did, you take down the work, you divide it into small manageable parts till you get a smallest part, that is called work package. How long the work package should be? Work package should not take more than 8 to 80 hours of effort. That's a work package. Okay, that's a work package. And planning package is any level in between. Now, in order to understand, if I say this is 1.2, this is 1.2.1, oh, this is 1.2.1, this is 1.2.2, 1.2.3, this is 1.2.2.1. So if I ask you what does that mean? In order to understand, WBS has a dictionary that is called WBS dictionary. In order to understand what this code of account mean, how much work I have to do in this work breakdown structure packages, I have a dictionary that is called work breakdown structure dictionary. Dictionary will have every single thing, how the deliverable or work package will be accepted, rejected, what are the things in the work package that I don't know, what are the things in the work package that are important for you, which stakeholder is gonna do, every single things about that. So as of now, we got project scope statement, we got WBS dictionary, work packages, code of account. These combined is called project scope baseline, or simply known as scope baseline. What does scope baseline mean? Anything that is not as a part of it is not the part of the project. Anything not the part of this is not the part of the project. Simple as it is. Anything that miss to become the part of scope baseline is not the part of our project. Am I clear to everybody? Anything that is not the part of scope baseline is not the part of the project. This is as simple as I can put into plain words. Anything that is not the part of scope baseline is not the part of project. It is approved by governance board and your sponsor. Now, if you want to add anything, you need to raise a change request. It goes to change control board. When it approved, then you can update it. A change must be raised to update this. A change has to be raised to update this. Okay. If we give more than, let's say I give more than what is to the client. If I give more than what is the client, okay, more than what the client is, it is called gold plating. Vajat, if you're my student, you must have PMP booklet. In PMP booklet plus 18 plans and 33 documents, it is written there what are the content of the scope management plan. Gold plating, you give more to them, then that is agreed. You give more to them, then that is agreed. Okay, you give more to them than what was agreed. It is called gold plating. It is called gold plating. If client tries to add something that is not the part of the project, okay, without going to change control board, we called it scope creep. We called it scope creep. Okay, it is called scope creep. If client tries to say also do this, also do that, that is called scope creep. Not allowed at all. They want to add more thing, go to change control procedure. You want to give more to the client, go to change control procedure. Clear? Everyone with me so far? Cool. Now, what we have done: initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and control, and closing. Project charter was made. Here project management plan and scope baseline is made. Here deliverable is made. Deliverable goes to first control quality. Quality checks it. It becomes verified deliverable. If they reject it, you raise a change request. Then it goes to validate scope, where we check it against the scope baseline, and it becomes accepted or validated deliverable. And then it goes to closing. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the entire project management. How the deliverables are approved and made. If you understand this, you understand the entire project management in a quick summary. Okay, now we are going to solve some questions of scope. But before that, I'm going to ask you, have you liked the video or not? If you have not liked the video, I'm going to ask you to do it right now, so that these videos can start coming into the algorithm of YouTube. And in the meanwhile, let's solve the questions. Projects are collected before initiation. Vajat, your question is very interesting. What's your preparation level for PMP? I need to understand first that. Where do you stand? How many topics you have done? And when is your exam? Before answering this question. So I see only 14 people have liked the video, and there are 31 plus people. So please guys, do like the video so that it can start coming into the algorithm of YouTube. Projects requirements, project charter is made and requirements are collected from there. And then in planning stage, when we explained initiation planning, this happens Vajat in planning, brother. Okay, let's go to the question answers. Guys, question number 1 is in front of you. Please answer that. A project manager has completed the scope statement. Before developing the schedule, the project manager need to organize the project work. So the responsibility, which technique should he use? So straightforward question, checklist can be used, rolling wave can be used, but what we need to do, we need to make it into small things. Okay, so what is that? Which one is your right answer? Let's see. What answer did you give? Decomposition. Most of you are right. So the decomposition is the right answer for this. Decomposition means breaking down the work into small manageable part, and that's what we are looking here. Question number 1 is done. Decomposition. Let's go to the next one. A project manager has recently assumed responsibility. During an initial interview, the manager noticed several appear to different from what stakeholders expected. To determine whether these differences are acceptable, or the project manager decide to compare current outcome, approved reference. What should the project manager compare the outcome against it? Okay, that's a good question. There's a trick in this question. Let's see who can identify that. There's a trick in this question. There's a trick in this question. Let's see who can find it. So I'm getting answers here. D, scope baseline, D. Okay, D. Option D. All of you found the trick. Comparison was actually between what we want to do, right? It's not requirement traceability matrix. It's actually scope baseline. Approved is scope baseline. Okay. A project manager is gathering detailed input from a product redesign initiative. Key stakeholders include representative, but discussions wants to guide a discussion in a structured way. Which technique would support that? Now, this is a good question. Which technique would support that? And I want you to explain me all the 4 techniques, by the way. I take pictures so that I can put this question on LinkedIn. Okay. So decision tree analysis using the risk between 2 options. You need to do facilitation. You need to facilitate to make sure work in multi-criteria when you have multiple criteria. Do we have multiple criteria here? Okay, mind mapping, you need to put the information into 1 page. So do we have multiple information here? No. So facilitation is the right answer. So B is the right answer. And many of you give the right answer. Good job. G. During planning for a customer electronics product, a project manager receive a feedback from one regional representative indicating that interest in a previously prioritized feature may be declining, right? Because earlier assessment indicated strong market demand. The project manager want to confirm whether this feedback reflect a broad pattern and a localized observation. What's the project manager do next? Checklist, collect feedback from sales, alternate analysis, perform a trend analysis. Important thing is that now is declining. Earlier assessment, strong demand, whether this feedback pattern, then a localized observation. What should he do? So trend is along the time. Alternative is 2 options. Eliminated. Checklist must have information, nothing to do with that. We are left between B and D. Okay, D is along the time, but that is not what we are doing here. Okay, we want to see how things are performing here. So B is the right answer here. Okay, B is the right answer, not D. B is the right answer of this. Okay, clear? Next question. G, what would be your answer in this question? G, what would be your answer in this question? G, what would be your answer in this? Expert judgment. C. Good job. Let's go to the next question. During execution, a change request is approved to transfer a significant portion of work. The change is also introduced. Which common project and plan are most likely to be updated? Okay, simple. This is not the part of project management plan. This is not the part of. This is the part of plan. C is the answer. Okay, guys. So this was the last question I wanted to solve today, and your answer is C. We consider C option as that. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining the class. It has been honor. And do you want to solve more questions? Or it's enough. Vikramaदिtta, why A option? Let's complete. And okay, I have another meeting, but let's do it for you since everyone is saying. Let's do 10 questions. Just for you guys. I'm gonna delay that meeting. Gee, what's the answer for this one? C is the right answer. Next one. So we are talking about resource requirements. Whose responsibility is this? Risk report will not work, this will not work, this will not work. There is a tool and technique called physical resource requirement. Everybody knows who has which requirement. So that will be the answer here. Question number 10. This is change control. This is execution process. So I just gave you this last question. So give you an idea of insight that 2-3 processes, although you do not need to remember the processes, still knowing them can help you for the exam. So these were the 10 question answers that I wanted to solve with you. And we will have our Saturday question answer session where we will basically, what do we do in the Saturday's coaching call? And we will go back to the remaining mindset option, and we will also do 180 question answers. So if you are my student, do not miss that session. If you are not my student, I have no idea why you still didn't join. My class starts tomorrow. I still have 2 to 3 slots. If you want to join, ping me back and we can make sure you become PMP. Thank you very much and I wish you best of luck. Bye-bye.
I would have not been able to clear the exam if Amir Ali would have come. I would have not been.
I did not believe that I will be able to clear my PMP within a month.
I don't know what to say actually, like I'm kind of like really
I got my results and I was above target in all 3 categories.
Wow.
So